This conference will now be recorded.
So you understood the NUnit part. Uh, what is one more thing I want to show you in NUnit, and that is called a data provider. That is basically used for data driven. Okay. Now we have seen the one-time setup and one-time tear down. How does it work? Setup, tear down. How does it work? We have seen how test annotation works with order. Fine. Everything is fine until now. We have seen how to ignore a test case. You can also ignore a class. You have to use the ignore like we are using ignore out here in your where is that? What we are ignored, say send mail, right? Yeah, we need to ignore. We can also ignore the class file at the text fixture level.
So we can have an order also, right, for the class level?
No, I don't think so. Let me see. Control space bar. Mm, oh, probably you can have. Yeah, you can have the order also.
Okay.
You can run the class file in the order in which you want. So order is allowed for your classes and at the test annotation level. But let me confirm it once more. Okay, it's better to confirm. Order parameter. Or fixture. You can use to order the class. So we can ignore a class, we can ignore a test annotation, we can ignore, we can order in the manner in which I want to run the class file. Order can be also used for your test annotation. Okay. Now there is a documentation that I had. Let me see if I still not have it or not. That document, yeah, I need it. This I will send it to you. How to use it? Just download it from somewhere. This is pertaining to 3.211. This is version 3.4. Installing to the NuGet packages, all things are defined out here. And if you look at, it tells you how to use it. Test kit attribute example, test fixture setup. There's something called test fixture to setup also. Tear down processes, value attributes, remarks. Okay, what is important for us to see is one more thing in NUnit before we go for the integration of NUnit with your framework that you're trying to develop is the concept of your data driven with NUnit. Let's see that. So this was, let's close this. This is NUnit. I'll refactor this to NUnit 1. And I'll create one more class file. That will be a NUnit class file definitely, as I'll call this as NUnit 2. Everything we will test is self-added. Now I'm going to use one more fixture, decorator, annotation, whatever you want to call it as, called as control spacebar, one time setup, one time tear down, order we have used, absolute parallelizable platform, random, sequential, setup fixture, start. I think, yeah, data. I'm just forgetting that annotation. Data point. Possible to use data point the theory within the same fixture that requires an argument of field type. Let me write down. An unit data driven not from Excel and all directly. Data driven, I think so. No, no. Not getting the correct one. And the tree assert brandy data driven and it all parameter based test. One minute, let me take because I've forgotten the annotations to be used. Once I see that annotation, everything else will come to me. This is not the one. Well test. Rescues attribute in names. Which is the annotation in unit which takes dimensional object array methods return type. Okay, let me try to use it, then we'll see. So here is a an unit. I'll have one test annotation in this particular file. There is an unit 2. Let me remove all these things and close. This is a one-time setup. I will put all these things as part of your one test annotation. So at the class level, I'm going to define this. Fine, and this all will be part of the test annotation. So classes. क्यों उनसे? कौन आंटी? Okay. Test annotation is out here. Annotation is starting, and where is the end of this annotation? Class. Okay, fine. Manage, then setup keyword. One this after that the setup will come. This is the setup. I'll use the assertion and all. Let it be all present. Navigate into new page. Control C. And I'm putting it in one particular. You can see I'm putting in one particular test annotation. All these things. This navigates to a page. After navigation, I'm going to send a mail. So send mail. I can work from here. Send mail. So after sending, you have to do the tear down. What is the tear down? Yeah, tear down is this. And after tear down, the process of one-time tear down. This one. Everything in one particular test annotation. Okay. This will work fine. This will not have any problem. And for checking it once, what we can do is we run it and then check out. Let's do the build solution. I'll call this as, let me call this method, test annotation method as send mail only to differentiate it with n unit 1. Save and don't create a build. Succeeded, go to test explorer. I think it has only one com hybrid, and you need two. So hello.
Kaushik, you are on mute, Kaushik.
I'm in mute. I'm mute. I'll just come back.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. There's a call from one of my relatives. Okay, let me run this first. Where is that? Explorer. So I would like to run only this particular portion, and you need to send mail. Let me run this. Check this out. Is working fine or not? And there's a problem at line number 78. Go button, right mail link. I don't need this out here. Implicit wait. Okay, I don't need this. And you don't need this 2 times thread dot sleep also. Able to hear me, right? Lakshmi?
Yes. Yeah, yes, Kaushik. You are
Okay.
audible.
Validation to write mail. Okay, writing and mail validation, and then to fill. Okay, let's run this once more. Your mail has been sent, working fine. Okay. So let me close this. So I will create another method. This is the test annotation method ending out here. So I'll do it for data driven testing. So what I need to do is I have to create a public static method. Okay. Return type is object class, object array, two-dimensional object array. I'll call this as test data as the method name. Now, since the return type is two-dimensional object array, so you have to use the return statement to return null right now, so that you can at least remove the underlying part. Okay, this is where I have to define the object array right now. Okay, and remember one particular thing. Mm, let's say I want to run it. Let's see it is working or not. Let's say I want to run this test annotation 2 times, or let's say 3 times. I want to run this 3 times with 3 different data sets, 3 different browsers. So let's do that first. So if I let's want to run test annotation 3 times with 3 different browsers. So if you want to run, if the test annotation needs to run 3 times, we need to have 3 rows. That is the formula. Okay, so we will have a object array defined, quotient object array obj1 equal to new object, define the row and the column. So you have 3 rows, number of columns, got to define that. How to define the number of columns? Number of columns is equal to number of fields. That we want to parameterize. So how many fields we want to parameterize? We want to have the field called browser field parameterization. Then run mode field, which is not defined out here. Okay, we can parameterize. Now we don't I don't want to parameterize the username password, that is constant. I don't want to parameterize username password, let it be constant. But I would like to parameterize the to field here. I want to parameterize the to field, so there will be parameterization for the to field, subject field, and the compose area. So if you understand it, the compose area field is defined out here. Where here subject field is this, it is defined. To field is this, defined. Compose area is somewhere here. But where is the browser field and the run mode? It is not defined. But still we can parameterize it. So we need to parameterize 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 fields. Out of these three fields are finely defined. That is subject, to, and compose area. These three are defined. So two are not defined. So I have to define these two. Okay. Now, according to our analysis, what I can understand it. Let me see it works or not. First five, right? Okay. What we can do is remove this comma 5. Put a comma and 3 comma 5. 3 rows, 5 columns. And then we can remove this. Yeah. So there is a red underline. Okay, fine. 3 comma 5. Here also we can put this as emotional object array, right? Yeah. And here, why it is not taking here? 3 rows, 5 columns. Okay, and we define it like this. Okay, for the first run of the test annotation. So we have to use obj1 zeroth index for the row, zeroth index for the column. I'll define it for the browser. Let's say browser is Firefox. 0, comma 0. This is for the browser. And then we'll have for the run mode, copy this. 0th row, first column, 0th row, first column. Browser run mode is yes. So it is something like this. If the run mode is yes, the test annotation will run with the data set. Actually speaking, this should be the run mode. Yes. If the run mode is yes, the data source will run with the data code. This should be the browser solution Firefox. Then to field, what is the value in the to field I have given? I'll just copy this. then you have I'll give the subject as test mail. This is the fifth column, compose area. Write down sending test mail. That is the first run test annotation. First run, and you have three rows. It is important that you have to use, let me use the return statement, otherwise. You have three rows, it will run three times. This is the second run. This should be one. Yes, and this should be with Chrome. Let the two field be same. This subject field should be, let's say, and this can be your development mail. And you just write down compose area sending development mail. Copied it two times. Well, let this be Chrome. This will be the second run then. This is the third run then. Chrome is yes, and let's say this is no. Browser will be IE. And let's say this is production mail. And I will now return obj1. Return type is two-dimensional object array. So I'll just return this. I think it doesn't have ending of the namespace. Starting here and ending there. So class ending is there. You don't have the namespace ending. Why it is then not taking it? It's a small O. How can I convert this? Public static test data object. I don't use a return statement, it is going to give me a problem. Lakshmi, check. Let me check this out. Okay, I will revert to you.
Okay.
Why
Okay.
I don't know it?
So can we use a where here instead of
Huh?
object? Where type?
Even if you use while also, it is not returning it. It's returning a two-dimensional object array. Not taking it. I have to check it out. Check it out. What is the problem? Probably I am going wrong somewhere. I'll revert to you. Anyways.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.